Yeah, we're back to noisy fan group chat. This is the Bharat Army TV, it's BATV with the Bharat Army. My name is Tommy Sandhu, and we are here with PayTM First Games. Okay, PayTM First Games, fantasy cricket, just a bit of fun. Play along, create your own fantasy team, and you could be like Sachin Tendulkar maybe. Check this out.
Excuse me, क्या मैं आपके साथ खेल सकता हूँ?
लेकिन मैच तो शुरू हो गया अभी।
अबे येड़े सचिन है सचिन।
हाँ मतलब वो भी है
और जीतना भी तो है।
सिर्फ बैटिंग सर।
सचिन की तरह पेटीएम फर्स्ट गेम्स पे मैच शुरू होने के बाद भी आप नया कॉन्टेस्ट एंटर कर सकते हैं।
पेटीएम फर्स्ट गेम्स, खेलो हट के, जीतो जम के।
This game involves the element of financial risk and may be addictive. Please play responsibly and at your own risk.
There you go. Play along, download the app and play along and be a part of it. Who knows? You could be quietly going up against people like Sachin and other real cricket players who are playing along with PayTM First Games as well. Welcome Sanchit, welcome Ronak, welcome Afzal, and welcome Clinton. These are my super fans for the day. Let's start. Can we just start with a quick moment about yesterday? Okay, because we're only a couple of games in, and I'm sure all of you guys are watching the pitch, watching the weather conditions, seeing how people are playing, what's going on after this 4-month break that we've had in the IPL. RCB got thumped yesterday. They got thumped good and proper. Virat Kohli blaming the fact that he just hit a 4 and he thought the next ball was going to be the same. So there lies the problem. If you just hit a 4, your bowler's not going to give it to you again, is he? So he didn't quite predict it right. He said his footing was all wrong. Anyway, look, quality stuff from KKR, making the T20 into a T10. So a little bit embarrassing for the RCB, but we're on to today. Punjab versus Rajasthan. Where are my Punjab fans? Are you here? Are you lively? Are you up for it? Punjab fans ready to go. They're smiling away. But both teams are in the middle of the table. But Punjab, it's essential stuff. Okay, who wants to go first and represent Punjab? Shall we go with Afzal? Is it yourself?
Yeah.
Right. So tell me, this is essential stuff for you, isn't it?
Yeah, we have played one game more than the other franchises. We are currently out of 3 wins out of 8. We have to play 6 games, and all 6 games are very essential to our chances to make it to the playoffs, because we are already at a disadvantage having lost that additional game. So if we were 3 out of 7, that would have put us in a much stronger position than we currently are. But as I said earlier on the preview show as well, the team has done it in the past. They have won multiple games on the trot, which they need to do again, and they have done it in the first half of the season. And this restart, they should consider it as a fresh start to the season. They should go all guns blazing and try to win as many games as possible starting from today.
What's the mindset, Clinton? What's the mindset like at Punjab? What are they like as a team from your point of view, from a fan point of view? Because we've had the break. What do you think realistically is going on in there? And from what you know, because it's easy to say, yeah, we're going to come out fighting. Yeah, we're going to win 5 out of our 6 games or 6 out of our 6 remaining games. But what are they like as a side, and do they have that in them as a characteristic?
Speaking about their intent has always been there. Whenever they've played in UAE, they've won 5 out of 5 in a row. First, it was in 2014 when we won our first 5 games, and then it was back last year when we won 1 game out of the first 6 games, and then we basically had to win everything. And I think when our backs are pushed to the wall, that brings the best out of us. And a team that has nothing to lose is someone who is really, really dangerous. So I think Punjab should take 1 game at a time and go forward. And today's game, as Afzal rightly pointed out, is very crucial in setting the ball rolling and building towards that momentum.
Okay, yeah, no. Well, let's just have a look at your 11. Let's have a look at the playing 11 that we think Punjab will send out today. That's your side. That's your squad. There's some big hitters in the squad. Agarwal, Chris Gale, look at that. KL Rahul. You got some big names. Afzal, where did okay, firstly, when you look at those names, who makes you the most proud? Where are your pride moments from those players, Afzal?
I guess the opening combination of Mayank and Rahul is the best combination that we have out of all the teams in the IPL. If you see right now, that is the best opening combination. They have done it in the past for you. They were out two out of the top five run getters last season, and they had started pretty well in the first half as well. Right now, I would want them to continue opening the batting and then and build a solid platform for other guys like Chris Gale and Poole.
Oh. Is he frozen for everyone, or is he just frozen for me? Or mate, you froze a little bit, but can I just say, Afzal, when you froze, your bulla, your hoton were like, you froze in a kind of sexy way. I like it. If you're going to freeze, that's the way to do it. Clinton, okay, you just heard Afzal say that the openers are very strong. He's very proud of that. I'm going to give you the harder question, Clinton. Where are the holes in the team? Well, what's the biggest hole or problem? Why is it 3 wins, 5 losses?
I think it's a lack of a solid middle order. I think we are very good top. Our top 4 is one of the best top 4 in the league, I would say, with Mayank Agarwal, KL Rahul, Chris Gale, and Nicholas Pooran. But then after that, we kind of struggle to close out the innings. We always depend on one of our top 4 to bat through, which is why I would, even when I had selected my ideal playing 11, I had slotted in Mayank Agarwal and Chris Gale to open the batting and KL Rahul to bat at 1 down. Yes, I know that he bats for India as an opener, but the team composition and the combination of Team India is different. They've got a good middle order, whereas Punjab don't have that, that solid middle order. Yes, there is Shah Rukh Khan, there is Deepak Hooda, but, experience always counts in the middle order, which is why I think Nicholas Pooran, Aiden Markram will play a major role in this second half, and I think Punjab Kings should play Nicholas Pooran and Aiden Markram together just to solidify and stabilize that middle order.
Just want to get something from Ronak there. Ronak, you put your hand up about their order and their middle order. What were you going to add to that?
Yeah, so I think as Afzal pointed out, I think Punjab is clearly very heavily dependent on KL Rahul and Mayank Agarwal. The previous season as well, these two are the key players, because if you see the foreign players as well, I don't think so they are setting the stage on fire. You see Chris Gale, he was in real poor form in the CPL. His average was around 15 only. Nicholas Pooran also in the first edition of this IPL wasn't doing anything well. And I think they've lost key players like Jai Richardson, Riley Meredith. And the replacement, I don't see them also making such an impact, because Adil Rashid, Nathan Ellis, Aiden Markram, these are not players who are, who have maybe performed in the IPL before or doing anything great in the international stage. So I think it'll be very important for KL Rahul and Mayank Agarwal to maybe contribute in 4 wins out of the remaining matches. And I think with so much pressure on KL Rahul, we might again see him batting a bit slowly, just to see that he's there till the end, and that might impact Punjab Kings to post a bigger total.
But Borden had a good CPL, didn't he? He was all right there. Again, it all depends. Everyone says the same thing. It depends which player turns up, which kind of player. And Borden was always done typically well in the CPL over the IPL. But if he comes out firing, Afzal, you've got something there. It's all the bullets, all the ammunition is there.
Yeah, he had 4 ducks in the first half, and he did not get a very big score under his belt. So a very big score and a good performance is long due from him, and I'm sure he'll be waiting to step out of the field with his bat and just tonk a few sixes out of the ground. And he will be doing that in the second half of the season, because the wickets will suit him. He will get those bounce. The ball will come onto his bat nicely, which he'll love, and he'll score a big score is on the way right now.
Okay, big score. Clinton, you got some big hitters there. Who would you say? Your little prediction. Who's going to be your man of the moment today? Who needs to be?
The birthday boy, the universe boss, Chris Gale. Look out for a Gale storm today.
Okay, we're going to talk about Rajasthan, but why did you drop your head, Sanchit, when he said Chris Gale? Are you showing me how much hair you've got versus how little I've got, or is it like, ha, Tommy, or what, or are you worried about Chris Gale?
Well, Tommy, first of all, I couldn't even dare to do this to you, because obviously you are the most handsome-looking person on the planet. So, but I did it because I do fear Chris Gale stepping up, because it is always the threat of Gale that worries me. I mean, he actually ages like a fine wine. The older he gets, I mean, it's not just with Gale. It is with all the West Indies player. I mean, age is just a number for all of them, and they keep on performing. And especially with the World Cup just around the corner, you expect these players to step up into another level. So I'm really worried about the Gale threat as a Royals fan.
Yeah, of course. But let's focus on your team there. You can kick things off about Rajasthan. Samson as your captain, first of all. Let's just talk about him. How's he doing?
Well, definitely. First of all, Tommy, I think the real IPL starts today. I mean, whatever matches that happened in the last 3 or 4 days, those were just a warm up. So all the one-sided matches, all the boring matches are done, because two of the greatest entertainers, not the competitors. I mean, obviously, Afzal and Clinton would agree we haven't finished in the top half for a long time. So we are the best entertainers of the league right now. We could say that. So I think this game holds to be a wonderful classic once again. Yeah,
and ultimately, isn't that what it's all about? It's all entertainment at the end of the day. It's great athletes doing great things with a bat and a ball, and we want to see the best of the best. And we have got that. With the IPL, we've got the best cricket players on the planet, and they're all right now ready to entertain us. And you're right. You've got some big hitters on both sides. Rajasthan's big hitters as well. Lewis is in great form. Livingston's looking good. I mean, you tell me where your head's at with your team right now.
Yeah, so you want me to tell you my predicted 11?
Oh, no, before we get into that, no. I said, tell me how you feel about your squad right now, and Livingstone and Lewis. And others.
Yeah, first of all, really, really optimistic about our chances. I mean, if you asked me this question just a day after Josh Butler actually opted out of the IPL, I would have fumbled in my way of answering that, because I would have obviously been frightened, because with Rajasthan Royals, we are always dealt with some problem or the other, with the likes of injuries, unavailability of the players. But to be very honest, I think we did a splendid job in signing the replacement players, and the likes of Evan Lewis, the return of Liam Livingstone, Tabraiz Samsi, and even Glenn Phillips holds the potential to do wonders for the team. So as a Royals fan, you can see it with the smile on my face. I'm really confident about this season. I really don't want to predict anything. I just want to enjoy the season up ahead, because we got some quality players in both the teams level, not just RR for that matter. So really just hoping for a wonderful game and hoping for it to be a wonderful season for us as well.
I hope so. I love it. I love the smiles on your face. Keep them going. Ronak, let's have a look at the 11. Let's have a look at the squad. And if you don't mind, tell me what your areas of concern are. Tell me what makes you feel very proud, who you've got belief in. What are you thinking?
The areas of concern again remains the lack of experience in the Indian players that we have. So again, players like Yashasvi Jaiswal, Riyan Parag, Chetan Sakaria, very, very young players at this moment, and to shoulder this responsibility of playing do or die games in an IPL is going to be tough. So I think our again, the heavy lifting will need to be done by the international players. And the good thing is that the international players that we have signed, all of them are in really, really good form. So Evan Lewis was the second highest run scorer in CPL, most number of sixes. Liam Livingstone again was the most valuable player in the 100. Tabraiz Shamsi, I think he's the number one bowler in T20. So all the foreign players that you've signed are in form. And again, even Mustafizur, he's had a very good series against New Zealand and Australia. And on such pitches, I think he'll be really helpful. So I think the lack of Indian experience is a key, and even spin bowling a bit, because we don't have a proper match-winning spinner if we are going to play Fizz, because that would mean Shamsi doesn't play. So we'll be reliant on either Shreyas Gopal or Mayank Markande. So I think that is where we might falter a bit. But other than that,
and on that note, Ronak, I was just going to add to it and say, really, you say about spinners, but how healthy is the Rajasthan bowling overall?
So we have a lot of options, but you see they might be one-dimensional also, because if we play Chetan Sakaria, Jaydev Unadkat and Mustafizur, we might end up with having 3 left-arm pace bowlers, which might not do the trick on such pitches. So to find the balance will be really, really key. Which foreign player do we go to? Which spinner do we pick? And especially among the Indian bowlers as well, whether we pick Kartik Tyagi or Unadkat or Chetan Sakaria, I think the balance will be key, and it will be really important if we pick the right balance in the first couple of matches, because we don't want to chop and change going ahead, right? So I think that is something which is going to be really important. And Sanju Samson obviously will have to lead from the front. That there's no question about that. And the good thing is that he's been firm in the first half of the season, so that should augur well for us.
No, you're right. I honestly, he's one of my favorite players to watch. I say it all the time. You just know he's there to bring business. Do you know, he's there to handle it. He's there to do something with the bat, and it's always good fun to watch. Okay, so as we are here with Paytm First Games, and as we are creating our Fantasy 11, this is our combined team based on both Rajasthan and Punjab. Okay, this has been done by my Bharat Army fantasy geeks that live in a secret hole underground, and this is all they do. They analyze stats and they pick their team. What do you think of that? Let's go back to Clinton. What do you think of our fantasy team there?
Yeah, it looks good. The best 11 for both the teams.
It sounds like there's a but. You sound like my wife. You sound like, yeah, it's good. And yeah, but it's good. But what is there anything you do differently?
No, it's fine. It's good. I would only add. I just would like to see it again.
Can we see it again? Let's pop it up on the screen one more time. Our fantasy team. There you go. Who would you add?
I would add in Shah Rukh Khan maybe for Mayank Agarwal.
Okay. Afzal, you're smiling away, Afzal. I know you got something to say. It's all right.
Yeah. I don't see why David Miller is in that 11. I guess you need to add Liam Livingstone with the form that he is carrying in. He was a leading run scorer. He had the most number of sixes. He has the best strike rate in the 100. And he's coming off of that into this tournament. How he should be your first pick in any fantasy 11.
There you go. Take on. I'm telling you, there'll be people that are playing along with Paytm kind of going, oh, shall I? And then they'll take Afzal's advice. People have just they're changing their team now, Afzal, all across India because of you. Okay, if you're playing along, Paytm is the one. Okay, brilliant. Well, that's how the combined 11 look. These are the top picks as well, because you've got to do your top picks as well for your fantasy 11. So our top picks are Punjab, KL Rahul and Mayank Agarwal, and of course Sanju Samson and Rahul as well for Rajasthan. We haven't mentioned him, Mike. Let's go back to my Rajasthan. Sanchit, what's Rahul like? Rahul Tawatia, what do you think?
Well, I think with Punjab Kings, and especially while playing in the UAE, we all go back to that famous innings that he played against Punjab Kings just last year. So obviously, it means it is like he's like a favorite pick in terms of this match. But in terms of my top two players from Rajasthan Royals, I'll rather have Chris Morris and Sanju Samson, because I believe that Chris Morris has it in him, because I think we are playing in Dubai, and we saw what happened in the first match. In the first innings, there was lots of great bounce that was extracted off the wicket. So someone like Chris Morris would definitely do well with the ball, and maybe who knows if he's able to deliver with the bat as well. So he gives you that two-dimensional play in your playing 11 if you're playing a fantasy league. So I think I'll definitely have Chris Morris, because I don't trust Rahul Tewatia, the bowler. Yes, as a batsman, he will be really handy. But as a bowler, if you ask him to bowl 4 overs, I really don't see him bowling 4 overs in this match. So I'll rather have Chris Morris, who will give you 4 overs and also some handy hits with the bat.
Okay, we'll see if you're right in just a few hours' time. Hi to Kaushik, by the way, who's messaged us. Kaushik says, hello, Bharat Army. Hello, Kaushik. How are you? And Varnata's got in touch. Varnata's the RCB fan, in case you don't know, who does all sorts of tricks and jadoo and stuff to make RCB win or to make Virat Kohli play well. I'll be honest, Varnata, I've never seen any of your stuff come true. And now she's going, oh, Tommy, I'm not doing the fighting talk ever again. RG, can you tell Kohli not to win any tosses? Listen. It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what we do. I don't know what's going on with RCB. I don't know what's going on with Virat Kohli. But I think maybe he has got too much on his workload and he just needs to chill out and step down. But anyway, we're not chilling out because it's time to get the gloves on. It's time to get the fighting talk going, okay? So we've had our combined 11. I've brought you all together in our combined 11 team way for Paytm First Games. It's now all about hearing what you guys have got to say about the other team. If you want to trash talk them, whatever you want to do, go for it. So first of all, on behalf of Punjab Kings, who's going to do the fighting talk? Afzal?
See, Tommy, you know that we both Punjab Kings and Rajasthan Royals, we are mid-table teams, right? We want to live in harmony. The fighting needs to be done by the teams who are vying for the top four spots, who want to make it to the qualifiers. We both teams, we believe in harmony. We'll win one game, we'll lose one game, and we'll be happy with whatever we have and wherever we are in the points table right now.
You seem too spiritually relaxed to do fighting talk. You know, we are at one with the universe. Wherever we are in the table, we are in the table. Am I the table? The table is me. Me are the table. It's like you've confused me with your words there. So Clinton, it's over to you. 30 seconds of fighting talk. I have to time this because I get in trouble. 30 seconds starts now.
Well, you can't really hate a team like Rajasthan because they really don't deserve the hate. So I'm going to speak about Punjab and Punjab's strength. The last three times I think we played Rajasthan were all very intense games. Our batsmen did a very good job, and Chris Gale on all three occasions pulverized the Rajasthan bowling attack. And the last time as well, KL Rahul, Deepak Hooda and the batsmen really outbatted Rajasthan Royals. We're looking forward to another cracker of a game. All the best.
Okay, lovely. Thank you. I had to wrap you up 30 seconds, strict 30 seconds. You were too nice at the beginning. Then we started getting to the Chris Gale business. I'm like, oh, that's what I wanted. But I see, look how nice these Punjab fans are. Well, you can't diss Rajasthan. They're a good side. And you know what? I know you, Sanchit. You're going to be just as nice as well. These are nice teams. These are nice fans. This is nice mid-table action. And hopefully, I reckon, should be the most entertaining game of the season so far. Go on, Sanchit. What are you going to say? Is it you?
Yeah. So definitely, you got it right. I'm not going to trash talk Punjab Kings, but I also have a lot to say about the team. So just count.
Okay. Yeah. Hold that. You're coming up next. I just got to say hello to Tanmay, who's messaged in quite a few days. He goes, why does Vanlata get so many mentions in every show, even when RCB aren't playing? I know, because she bombards me with messages. And all I see is in my feed is Vanlata. And so if I don't mention her, she's then going to hunt me down. And then she's going to speak to my parents. And then my parents will come around and go, hi, Vanlata bahut udasi. Why is she so udas? I'm like, oh, you know what? I forgot to mention her in the show. And then there's problems in the family. Then me and my mum aren't talking anymore. And it all comes from Vanlata. This is what RCB do. It just causes problems. Okay, so that's Tanmay. Tanmay is saying that it's very sweet fighting talk at the moment. You're right. So maybe we're going to continue that sweetness. Ronak, are you okay with Sanchit handling this fighting talk? Yeah?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, lovely stuff. So over to you, Sanchit. Your 30 seconds starts now.
Well, my message to everyone who actually writes Rajasthan Royals off just before the start of the season, just because we lost Josh Butler, I think just remind you of the fact you guys wrote us off and you guys deemed us to be the last team in this IPL when Jofra Archer was ruled out. But we are still here. We are still in the 6th position. We are still fighting for the top 4 spot, and keep on writing us off because our 4 overseas players that are going to play, they are in top form and they will show it what they are worth. So watch out for the Rajasthan Royals. We are here to stay and we are here to rock and roll.
Okay! They're here to stay. They're here solid in 6th position. They're here to stay. They're hanging on to that on the table. Come on! Who?
The mid-table El Clasico.
But if we win today,
Hi, Sixy. Hello, Sixy. Mujhe bol de. That's what it is. That's your anthem right now for the 60 positions. Okay, don't worry. It's all good things. Thank you so much, gentlemen. As always, roll on the game. It's Punjab Kings versus Rajasthan Royals. 2 hugely entertaining sides. Enjoy the match. Enjoy the IPL. Thank you so much for your time, everybody. Don't forget to download the Paytm First Games app and play along. Big up to the Bharat Army family. Follow us on social media if you're not already, and I will catch you at the same time tomorrow. Take care, people. See you later, everyone. Bye.